Shalom, everybody. Happy Monday out there. Glory be to the Most High. It's a little nippy out here. If you're wondering about my Sam Rothstein robe that I got going on here, right? Glory to the Most High. Glad to see everybody out there, right? Cheers to good health, right? This here is whole lemons, peel and all, ginger and turmeric, some orange and pineapple in there. Orange and pineapple. What else? It was something else. Apple, right? Is what this is. It's spicy. You know what I'm saying? Inflammation killer, right? Having that with kale salad right here, right? Kale salad with cranberry, chia seeds. Off the chain, right? Some olive oil in there, raw olive oil. You never want to heat that up. Amazing uncooked. Put some heat to it, turns into a toxin, right? So we don't want to do that, right? Delicious. That good stuff. You see the title. We're going to address some things, right? Going to anger some. Going to deliver others, right? Just another aspect of how to look at things, a little bit of balance, you know. And just based on this love, man, you know, it really sums a lot of things up, man, because when they put things together, they wasn't thinking about that. You know, they wasn't thinking about the love. Neither did they give it any validity. You know, it wasn't a reason, you know, to do anything. It wasn't a reason to look at anything any type of a way. So they didn't consider it when they did their reasoning, right? Sorry if me eating offends anybody, you know, but like I said, this is like nothing you ever seen before, right? This ain't that other stuff, you know. I don't have no cloak, right? I am your brother. We're gonna do that. We're gonna eat. We're gonna drink. We're gonna sit in our robes. We're gonna do all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I am not religious. You know, and all that and all of that. You know, Shalom, Sister Delise. Good to see you. Your pa Judah. I was chopping it up with Cruising earlier. Get a king my love. Out of car. Shalom, my sister. Right? Shalom, shalom. I want to ask for prayers, y'all, if you would, please. All right. Kassad and Apash. If you would send some prayers up for his healing and health. You know, something went on with our brother, I believe, Saturday. Oh, there's a bee. A bee just landed on my head. But we don't mind the bees, right? Praise the Most High for the bees. I don't blame them. For wanting to touch Adam, right? But yeah, you see the title. We're gonna go into it. Purple cabbage. You mean like this? It's in there. It's in there, my sister. Along with some walnuts. It's a lot of stuff in there. Some shredded squashes in there. Right. Mm-hmm. Purple cabbage is good. Dang, that juice. That juice is good. Mark AZ is in the building. Shalom Ak. Where you at, Mark? You still out where you was at? Got some red onion in here too. I think that was a red onion I showed you. This is the purple cabbage, right? Mm-hmm. And this is some type of a chard. It's a red chard. But everything with that pigment in it, it's good for your kidneys and your liver, for your blood, period. Everything that's that color is good for blood. That red cabbage, red onions. It's the same color as pomegranate. And man, when we eat them colors like that, now our bodies are getting fed, y'all. Your body is not starving, you know? You're feeding it. And you're gonna find it doesn't take you a lot to get full. Once you keep eating like that, you eat like you eat a little salad, you be ready to bust. But it still feels different than if you were eating meat and bread. You know, man, I can barely handle it. After a month or 2 or 3 eating like this, and then I turn around and I grab some meat and bread, it's an uncomfortable full, right? Oh man. Soon as it hit, I'll be ready to throw up. I don't be knowing whether to send it out the top or the bottom. It's just a full that, man, it's uncomfortable. And then, you know, you get used to it. It's something you got to get back into. But you know, but I don't know. I'm going strong right now. I ain't thinking about it. I ain't thinking about no meat and bread right now. Maybe in another month or two, put some on the grill, burn the sacrifice, you know. Spend some good money on it. Get it from a local farmer, you know. Like that, like so, you know. But yeah, let's get into it, y'all. Dug out a few scriptures. We're gonna get the tribe on tribe. We'll get the tribe on tribe first and how that came about, how we ended up doing that. And next one we're gonna get is Israel with the heathens, you know. Israel with the heathens. And just we're gonna clear that up. We're gonna clear that up. So let's go on and jump off the boat and start swimming. Pray I'm not buffering too bad. Gone. Numbers 36 and 1 through 9. Right? That's tribe on tribe. Right? And the chief fathers of the families of Gilead, the son of Makar, the son of Manasseh, the families of the sons of Joseph, which Joseph is Ephraim and Simeon, I believe. Came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. So it's a powwow, you know. Got some fathers there, got Moses there. They're coming together, some princes, right? some chief fathers of the children of Israel. And this is how they were doing this, at this time. This is around the same time they got the law and all that, right? This is around Sinai. Okay, verse 2. And they said, the Lord commanded my Lord, right, to give the land of an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. Right? So to give the land of an inheritance by lot. So the land of Israel, it was divided into 12 parts, right? Each son, right? And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance, right, of Zelophehad. Zelophehad, right? Our brother unto his daughters. 3. And if they be married to any of the sons of the tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribes whereunto they are received. Right? So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. Four. And when the Jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribes whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribes of our fathers. Right? So what's happening is there's women in this tribe, right? And they're marrying off. So if you have a land and it's all women in that land, which is this situation, right? And they're marrying off, and all of these men are coming and they're occupying the land, we know the men lead. The men lead. So, right, they'll lose their inheritance. You won't even be able to tell whose land it is, because all you're going to see is the men. So if they marry a whole bunch of Judites, then that's going to expand the land of Judah, right? And that's what they're trying to stop from happening. 5, and Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord. So, Moses he's going and he's consulting the Most High, right? And that's how he's coming back with all of these answers and things like this, Moses wasn't answering these questions by himself. He was consulting with the Father, right? And coming back down with the decree. So they were northern tribers, right, who were asking all of this. It tells us here, Manasseh, right? Matter of fact, that's who it is. My fault. I said Simeon, it's Manasseh, right? It's Ephraim and Manasseh. Those are the two sons of Joseph, right? So that's who's asking, right? Makar, Manasseh, the sons of Joseph. That's who was having problem with this land. You know, they was missing a lot of men, and women were running their land. So if these women who are running your land, they marry off and they marry men, and those men come into that land, then the men would run and inherit that land, right? So he said when the Jubilee flip over, which is 50 years, right? You see that? Man, this man, he done flooded that land with his children, right? And their land would be departed, right? And parted out and separated, broken up, and things like this. So they're asking, you know, Moses up here, that's who was having a powwow, right? And spake before Moses, right? So they send Moses. And this is when verse 5 is when Moses comes back. And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, right? So Moses had to take this word to the Most High, right? The Most High didn't just set this up, right? He granted this. This was granted. This was a favor granted to keep their lands divided, right? What did he say? And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph have said well. Key words, have said well. So this is Joseph's idea, right? 6, this is the thing which the Lord does command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, right? Saying, let them marry to whom they think best, only to the family of the tribe of their fathers shall they marry. So brothers don't go into that, right? And they don't consider none of this. They bring you right here to this verse 6. They don't read 5. They don't read 7, right? They come right here. They don't they don't come from the top. They don't read none of this, right? They come straight to this verse 6 right here and say, no tribe, got to be the same tribe. Nah, we could keep this in the tribes, buddy. We're going to say why. We're going to make this plain and clear, right? 7, so shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from the tribe to tribe, right? For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. So to eliminate all of that, they just had everybody marry within their same tribe so that those same 12 portions stay divided, right? And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. So you see why that had to happen? You see why the Most High granted it when Joseph asked. 9, neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another. They're trying to keep the land divided, y'all. But every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. So You know? Now check this out. Ezekiel 39:24, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them and hid my face from them. What does it mean when the Father hide his face? He turned his back, right? Yes, yes, yes. Why? According to their uncleanness. So we're unclean and transgressors now, right? So what happens as a result of that? Ezekiel 22:15, and I will scatter thee among the heathen. So we scattered among heathens now. We lost that land, right? Done deal. That's over. We don't got no land anymore, right? And we ain't getting no land. That's over. We don't get that back. Tribes ain't even gonna matter when we get the land back, right? It'll be divided again. You see that in the kingdom, right? 4 sides, 3 addresses on each side. See that? Yes, 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 that's over. Ain't gonna matter. See this? And that's gonna be proportioned to 12,000 men. You see? Only the man matters. That's not a problem anymore. That's not going to be a problem when we get those 12 addresses, right? Ezekiel 36:19. Did he end up scattering us? And I scattered them among the heathen. Yes, he did, right? That's him planning to do it. I will scatter them. Did he end up doing it? Ezekiel 36:19. And I scattered them among the heathen. Why? And they were dispersed through the countries. Right? So we among the heathen now. We don't got no land. You see that? According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them. You see that? So it's all about that one stick now. You know? Now it's about which one was it? Right? What was it? Matthew 24:15. No, that ain't it. Which one was it? Matthew 15:24. I had it backward, right? Matthew 15:24. That one. Slide that one off in there. Man. Matthew 15:24 now. Right? But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So at the time that he says this, right? At the time that Christ says this, the southern kingdom was still in the land. Southern kingdom still in the land. And he was talking about the northern tribes when he said this. And he wanted the southern kingdom, you know, to follow them in that captivity and go track them down and go wake them up, right? He's sending them out. This is when he said, go not unto the heathen, right? But that was instruction too, though, you know, to go and get the Gentiles at some point. But this is the point here where he's talking about Israel, right? So, you know, we wind up over here in these Americas, man. We could bring together two families, right? We're doing this. We're going on to the house of the lost sheep, right? And waking them up. You know, it's like Cube say on that other Friday when he said we need to when he said we need to improve black and brown relations, right? Yeah. Now, ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all. We could do tribe on tribe and keep it in the 12. That's perfectly fine, right? Because it's about the man anyway. You know, and we all serve the same God. The same God belongs to us. So ain't nothing wrong with that. You can indeed keep it in the 12. That was done to preserve all 12 portions of land, which we lost anyway, right? So we out here, and this is we gonna go further, but we gonna add these Gentiles in this part. Their reason were different. That reason was so that we don't jump gods, right? So that we don't fall to their gods. You see that? And that still stands. That still stands, you know. But we're going to go through a few of these scriptures and we're going to understand something real quick. Because now it's damage control, right? Now you have to do damage control. Now let's get this Deuteronomy chapter 7, 1 through 5. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. 2, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Now that's instruction, y'all. We should have killed them all. That was his instruction for us, to wipe them out, right? We didn't listen to that, did we? Or else this wouldn't even be a problem today. That's first of all, you should have wiped them out, right? Now 3, this is the key verse right here. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. So, let alone making the marriage, we were supposed to be going there to wipe them out. You see that? Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters shall not, thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy son, right? For they will turn away thy son from following me. The son now, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Did we end up kindling his anger anyway? We're going to find out, right? 5, but thus shall ye deal with them. How shall we deal with them, Father? Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their graven images with fire, right? Guess what? You're serving them. That Christian altar is their altar, right? That Christian image, that's their image. Their groves, their sculptures, their land sculptures. What y'all doing in Islam? It's a lot of Israelites, right? Walking around that cobblestone. It's a lot of Israelites doing that, right? And burn their graven images. We're worshiping their graven images today. So much for this, right? Buddhists, all of that. We're mixed up in all of this stuff. That's what he was talking about with that part, with verse 5. See this? But that's the main thing he was worried about, is in verse 4 right there. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they might serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So did we kindle the Father's anger and be destroyed anyway? Yes, we did. It's right here. Jeremiah 17:4, right? Oh, boy, did he destroy us. Boy, did he destroy us. And boy, did we kindle that anger. We kindled it, definitely. Absolutely, we did. Right? And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. So, not only did we lose the land, we lost the whole mind, right? Of us being Israel and us, having him as our father at all. We lost all that. We lost all knowledge, right? We lost knowledge of the heritage. To discontinue is to stop, right? So understand that when we're looking at our condition today, right? And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Right? So we served them. And remember what we was reading the other day, you can't fault a servant for no sexual act. That's a servant. You're going to do whatever. You're not your own person. You're a slave, right? And it's in our law not to even him for that. Don't judge them. Same deal. When you have no integrity, we lost integrity, y'all. So the other person in the equation, is their integrity lost? No. That's who we end up blaming for this, right? You have been reduced. You have been reduced as a man and a woman. You see this? And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have done what? What did we do? You see what's in red, right? Kindle the fire in mine anger. What was he trying to stop us from doing here? So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy you suddenly, right? For ye have kindled. So we got that done. We did that. That's a done deal. We did that. You see this? We kindled that anger. How long will he will forever be mad about that, y'all? And that's why we're not back in the land now. We'll never get that land back. Not as the nation that we were, picking us out one by one. What's the only thing that can appease him now? It's a contrite heart, fam. It's a contrite heart. And guess what that is? Something we didn't have. Something we never had as a nation. So even though he fixes it at the price for himself, an inheritance for himself of something that he never had in the past out of us. You know, there was a portion of us with the contrite heart, and there was a portion of us that was rebellious, and he still dealt with us according to our, his love for our fathers, but not anymore. He's not taking the rebellious ones back. The only way we get him back is with that contrite heart. So now you see the reasoning of why he's going to do away with those who are trying to return without that contrite heart, fam. And that's the main thing that I'm pushing over here, is for us to clean our heart up, right? And to step back to our Father with that contrite heart. You see? Hosea 4, we lost that, y'all. We lost everything. Let's go through what's losing that. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another. So we don't, what is it to strive? Fight, right? To fight, to battle something out. Nor reprove, nor jump on each other's head with this law. He don't want us doing neither of those things. Why? For thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Because we're as the people that strive with the priest. So how you fighting with the priest that's handing down, right, the whole ordinance of the Most High? We fight with him, and then we want to turn around and fight with each other for what? The same thing we're fighting with the priest about? You better be in submission with the priest before you want to turn brother to brother and correct each other and fight and do, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we just love fighting. We fight with the priest. We fight with each other, right? That's what the Most High's problem is. Clean your heart up. You see that? 5, therefore shalt thou fall in the day. So when you see us die, it's directly connected to that, y'all. It's the way you waking up, living your life every day, just, living to find somebody to fight with and somebody to disagree with and somebody to be on opposite sides of and all of this kind of thing. That's what the Father is tired of. That's the opposite of the contrite. That's the opposite of the contrite heart, right? That's what his problem is. We're going to fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. He even on moms. He's like all of these people. Let's just get rid of y'all, right? What about that, y'all? What about that? Let's get rid of that crooked heart, right? Let's get rid of that, y'all. Con. Man, if I could pick the most important thing, it would be that. That's what's going to please the Father. When we do this, it's going to compel him to work with the rest of the stuff, right? He ain't worried about that, but we first got to show up with our hard hat on, ready to go to work, right? How do you do that? A contrite heart, fam. He ain't worried about that other stuff that you're struggling with. He can snap his finger and you won't want that stuff no more, right? And what you need to be doing is praying for him to snap his finger and change your heart. Oh, that's a prayer that he appreciates right there. Father, please change my heart, right? Father, please line my heart up right with your will, Father. Whatever you would have me to do and be, Father, that's what I want to do and be for you, Father. Rearrange, my heart, Father. Change my heart. Pray that. Pray that. Now we get here. This one we all love. 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, y'all. Destroyed, dead. No more good. Destroyed is no more good, fam. Whether your heart stop or not, if you're destroyed, you are no more good. Period. You done. If you're destroyed, we're destroyed. Why? For lack of knowledge, because we don't know. If we knew, we could get busy and we could conquer things. And that's what he just did, right? That's what he just did with this, with this year, with all that we have jumped off the porch with since we've been talking here, right? He revealed the knowledge. We had the knowledge before, we was getting pieces and parts, but he summed it all up just now. He don't want no mystery for us. He showed us what we got to do to get there, and he showed us where we're going. He revealed the secret place, fam. Did he not? He revealed it. He revealed to us, the pocket in heaven that's right up under his feet, the sapphire. Yes, he did. So we ain't destroyed for the lack of knowledge no more. We gonna still be destroyed, but it's not gonna be because we don't know. It's gonna be because we choose not to accept what is given. We're gonna refuse it, right? All praises be to the Most High, right? Because thou has rejected knowledge. That's what we're doing now. We're another step up, right? We're rejecting the knowledge now. I will also reject thee. So he's going to reject us. For rejecting knowledge, we get rejected, right? That thou shalt be no priest to me. So that's what the knowledge would do. It would make us a priest. What does a priest do? A priest is the middleman between God and man. He joins God to men, right? Now, if you are a priest, if you are the priest of the Most High, and you should join God to men, man, get out the way, right? You don't always got to be there dictating something and trying to get something out, trying to get something out of the connection. Nah, connect God to men, get out the way. That's a priest, right? Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, what does the law do, y'all? Them 2 commandments. Love God, love your neighbor as yourself, right? See, do we have forgotten that? I will also forget thy children, y'all. and he's been forgetting our children since. We are those forgotten children, right? Until what? Until we get that contrite heart, y'all. 7, as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. So you see how that integrity just went out the window? We lay down with anything now. You know, we're talking about keeping it in the 12 tribes. Now we're laying down with straight Gentiles. And we act like Esau is the only Gentile. Nah, that's the East Indian, right? That's the Arabic person. That's the Asian person, right? That's all these people. That's the African person. All of these folks. It's not just Esau. You see that? There's a whole bunch of different types of Gentiles out there, y'all. So see, we see this. That's a pet peeve. That's the person who we personally don't like. You see that? But when you lose all integrity now, in which we did, bad, we was ready to pay anybody attention through the years that was willing to pay us some. Ain't that how it was? Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. There we are. A slave again, right? Which the Lord shall send. So he sent them on us. You don't think he knew that sex and marriage was a possibility when he sent them on us? And in hunger, and we're hungry. We'll do anything for food. We're going to lay down for that food. And thirsty, right? And in nakedness, right? They clothing us. They might get a little chunk before they throw us a shirt and pants, right? You see that? Do you see this? In want of all things. We're in want of all things. So you see that. You see our brothers going left. You see our sisters going left, right? We see that. The sisters is tired of brothers broke. They running off with these cats. You see that? Brothers is dealing with things and running off with another nation. And that's how we live in today. Is it right? No. But it's a reality, ain't it? And he shall put a yoke upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. If you're destroyed, you are no more good. Why? Because you had a yoke on your neck. Stringent conditions, right? Until you were no more good. Right? So let's bring us back now. Here we are. Let's come back. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. Now we have multiplied, right? It ain't how it was in Deuteronomy 7 when he chose us because we were the least. He says that in that chapter in Deuteronomy 7. Matter of fact, I think I had just cut it off. What I go to? What I went to? Right there. The very next, no. The very next one is verse 6, where we are a holy nation and a peculiar people and all that. It's verse 7 and 7. It's the 7th verse where he says, I chose you not because you were great in number, but because you were few, right? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's bring us back. We great in number now, and we're in the land of our captivity, right? Which cannot be measured nor numbered. We can't be measured nor numbered now, right? We can't be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass, the time shall come and go, right? You're gonna see it come, you're gonna see it leave. Well, it's no big deal anymore, right? That what? That in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God, right? Like Maury, right? You are the father, ain't it? Yeah. It's saying that to Jacob. You are the father, Jacob, right? So now we back. We're getting this knowledge again. We're back in connection with our father Jacob again. We're getting this good knowledge, right? The father waking us up, and we're getting our integrity back, right? We're getting our integrity back, and we wake up and our wife is white. Yikes. Right? And we wake up and our wife is white, y'all. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And our children are mixed. And you got these hateful Israelites, they can't wait to bring you this. Right? Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters, right? Thou shalt not give unto his son, neither his son shalt thou take unto thy son, neither shall his daughter shall you take unto your son, right? Oh, they love to bring you this, for they will turn away thy son from following me, right? That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. They love, buffering. They love to take them brothers that right and crush them. And got these brothers doing what? They're leaving these women in these families. I've known of a few guys that did it, right? They broke that family off. At which time they did what? They did this. This is what they did, ain't it? 1 Timothy 5 and 7 through 8. In these things give in charge, that they may be blameless. So charge them these things, right? That they may be blameless. 8. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. So when you left that family, you became something worse than an infidel, right? You created another situation in the earth for the main thing that the Father is trying to combat right now and have us do charity, right? You created a charitable situation for the world. Oh, he's mad at you about that. You're worse than an infidel. You see this? You created a hungry family now, a fatherless family. No, you take care of your own folks, right? What about that? And those are the kind of mistakes we're making, not caring for the spirit of love, y'all, and not caring for charity. So we create an even worse situation. The Father does not want you doing this, right? He don't want you leaving no family, y'all. That's worse than the mistake that you didn't know. uh you was doing when you did it. So if you have a choice, now that you know, all of us who now know, marry within the 12. But if you didn't know and you have this family right now, don't leave your family, man. Don't leave your family, man. Stay with your family, right? Don't become worse than an infidel, man. Stay with your family, right? You didn't know any better when you did what you done, but now that you do know, do you leave a whole family? I would say lean on the love. Love is more important. Those children will hate you. Those children don't understand. Those children are like, what did I do? Right? Understand that? So, see, things happen. Things went wrong. You see that? If you want to bring a wife in, make your Gentile wife a concubine or something like this. Knew a brother that did that once, kept the family together, kept everybody together, right? Ephraim and Manasseh, Joseph's sons, Khan. Absolutely. Yeah, I corrected it. The water your pot, Judah. I caught it. Uh, and that's what it's about, y'all. Always choose the love. There is no law against love, y'all. Against such, there is no law, right? Says Galatians 5. So lean more towards having a good, contrite heart. You're not going to go wrong with that. You're not going to go wrong with that. And forget these people in the earth that's going to talk crazy to you, because they're talking crazy to everybody. It don't matter who you are or what you do. You're going to have somebody in your face, right? Disgruntled with some reason to not like you and talk crazy to you. Forget that. Don't put that stuff before your family, right? Don't put that junk before children that you have made. And I'm telling you straight up from the Most High, he don't want you throwing no family in the trash. You are those children's father. Those children are indeed Israelites because they came out of you. Light skinned as they are, whatever kind of hair and eyes they have, they're your children and they are Israelites. Absolutely, they are. And ain't no telling what the Most High will pick them to do for him, right? And they're talking about the interracial child is strong. They're coming with advantages that either have straight Israelites lack, straight Gentiles lack in certain areas that they combine and they both have. So don't throw your children in the trash, man. They're strong-willed, and all of that. They're making things happen in the earth. Don't throw your children in the trash, man. Right? So that's what we're here to do. We're here to lean on the love, y'all, and do good acts. good charitable acts. And that's what's going to make the difference. See that? Every chance we get to lean toward the love and do a good deed, that's what we ought to be doing. Definitely don't want to be worse than no infidel. And what this verse 7 says, that they may be blameless. You're not blameless, man. You ain't blameless if you leave a family, brother. Right? But I can't stress it enough. If you can catch this before you choose whoever you choose, yeah, choose right. According to how the Most High said in Deuteronomy chapter 7. Stay in line with that. And that's simply because we don't want to be breaking no law. Anything you can do right, do it as right as you can do it, right? Come. Right? Susanna says, even the very elect would be deceived. Thus, some deny the Abrahamic covenant. Our forefathers of many nations love Yah always. Remnant rising. Abraham is our father. We love Abraham. It didn't stop at Abraham. The Most High didn't tell Abraham that all of his sons would be chosen. He told them they would all be blessed. He didn't say chosen. Neither did he tell Isaac that. He only told Jacob that. Right? So, all of Abraham's children are blessed. They are the ones head over all of the relationships of the earth today, right? All of these faiths are coming out of Abraham. Everything Esau did, everything the Arabic people did. You see this? All coming out of Abraham. Everything Israelites stirred up. Solomon was mixed up in a lot of stuff, y'all. Solomon was mixed up over a lot of stuff, y'all. When he went left, he created some stuff that's still in there. And our forefathers, Solomon, Shalamah, King Shalamah, right? Shalamah Malak, right? He's head over all of this, y'all, all of these religions, a lot of them. The Masons being one. So as a Gentile, you would say, I'm only Terry a Gentile. Yeah. If you can catch it. If you can catch it before. But what you can do, marry a Gentile that's mixed. You know, if you're attracted to Judah or one of, one of the Israelite tribes, say you attracted to Issachar, you could get that look. You could get that look, right? His mom's white. His dad is Mexican. He looks straight Mexican, right? There you go. Right? His mom's white. His dad's black. You know, he's got a brown color. You know, he's got the whole, a lot of them you can't tell. You can't tell. You got to ask who's who. We don't know who's white or what? And when his pop is white, he's white. He looks mixed. Mm-mm. He's Esau. Some of them, you know, they look black. I've known some like that. You couldn't tell somebody was white. You couldn't tell one of their parents were white. You were shocked to find out. They'll have like some colored eyes or something like that. You know, you'll see their parents and then whoa, like I didn't know you was mixed. You know, they got that caramel colored hair and stuff, right? So you can work it out, sis. You can work it out. The Father is very merciful, man. He gives us the desire of our hearts. You know, when it lines up in righteousness, it can come from him and be totally enjoyable. It's the other guy we gotta watch out for things coming from. Hashatan, right? But yeah, if you don't know, it's all good. Don't destroy no family. He said it, what he brung together. Let no man put asunder. And that's definitely men putting that asunder. Or it wouldn't be so. He has control over that. The Most High has more control than we give him credit for having. Right? Ain't nothing going on in this earth that he doesn't want to be going on. Now, he created it all, righteousness and unrighteousness. He created them both. And if you fall into those hands, it don't mean he not going to save you. He does save us. He put different lessons on us for different reasons. Whatever happens is his will. Isaiah 45:7. If you fall into it, look for the lesson in it. Because it's a reason why he put you in that reality. See what I'm saying? But he wants the contrite heart mostly. The harmless heart, right? That's what he wants. He's putting that above everything. He's putting that over sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Those are the things that we would do for damage control. So he's putting the contrite heart above that. And we could go into it. We could look at it. We put this on here. Right. Psalm 51:17. And that's just what I've been telling people for many years, you know. Because what people have been being told is, yeah, man, you got to leave her, man. And then they leave the woman that they had, and they was keeping things tight, been together 15, 20 years, some of them got teenage children, and man, they got along so well and was keeping a peaceful home, and then they left, and then they got with some other person because they were of the same tribe. And it's like, man, they hated it. Both of them hated that life, and created so much trouble for one another. And that should be a direct lesson that, man, you shouldn't have ran off on the marriage that you had. The Most High does not require us to do that. Not if you're trying to please him. If you're trying to please yourself, that's another thing. But if you're trying to please him, he don't require that. And that's just the havoc that was reaped in the earth, far as a lot of families. And I feel sorry for those children mostly, because they stepped into the world into that. And didn't have no say so for how none of this went. They was on the receiving end of their confused parents. You see that? In which the Most High, that's according to his will too. Maybe that was needed for them children to grow up and do something special, Nothing is over. It's not over till it's over. You can't judge anything until we all meet up at that throne and hear our Father speak. You see that? That's when we'll find out all of the reasons for the things that he had go left. He had this stuff go left. You see that? But if we're thinking without compassion, that's how all of these painful ordeals arise in our lives. When this right here is missing, what we're about to read right now, this contrite heart, right? The sacrifice, right? Psalm 51:17, the sacrifice of God are a broken spirit. That's the sacrifice now. He don't want you putting no beast on no fire. He's not counting that as no sacrifice no more. And when the beast was no more good, what became the next sacrifice? Us. He started taking it out our behind, right? Yeah. He's slapping the bullocks to the side. You come here, right? And he was tearing us up, sat us in the ghetto, right? All kind of pain, physical pain, mental pain, right? Heart crushed, right? Horrible pain. And that became the sacrifice for a while. And then that stopped doing it. When that stopped doing it, he started just calling us out of earth. He had to enlarge hell, right? Then he enlarged hell. That's when he has given up on you totally. You see that? Just go to hell. Go burn up for eternity. Let me introduce you to these torment chambers. You see that? Man, that's how much we angered our Father, y'all. See what I'm saying? In the way of sacrifice. You doing the wrong thing and it costing you something. That's a sacrifice. So none of that stuff was doing it anymore. He said, I want a broken spirit now. I want a broken spirit. Break your spirit. Because why? We were maintaining our upright posture. We're giving up all of this sacrifice from bullocks, to rams, to sheep and lambs, and you know what I'm saying? Giving up these sacrifices, these beasts, and hen, which is 5.1 liters of wine, drink offerings, a sheave offering, corn, everything, oil, pouring it out, all kind of stuff, right? All kind of offerings, peace offerings, just giving up our stuff. And he like, nah, I don't want no more of your stuff. I'm gonna start punishing you directly now, right? Then we went through that. He like, nah, all of that, through all of that, we were still big and bad, chests out. He said, nah, shrink your chest down, right? Humble yourself. That's the only thing gonna fix it for you, is if your heart changes. If your heart change. You see this? Better change your heart. That's this broken spirit right here. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. That's having your heart whipped into shape now. Oh God, thou wilt not despise. He ain't mad about that. That's the only thing to turn his anger away. Come on. And that's what? The 1 Corinthians chapter 13, y'all. You're going to see a difference when you latch on to that. When that becomes you, when you get on the mission of conquering that, that's when you're going to see your life change, and that's when you're going to see a different God than the one you have been seeing thus far. That is what makes him cater to you, right? That is what makes him check up on you and say, okay, now what you need? You did what I needed you to do. You corrected your heart. You corrected your feelings. You've been doing good out there. You got deeds out there. You got a lot of good deeds out there. I'm really pleased. And you'll see he'll start, man. I can't tell y'all enough, man. My fault, y'all. Let me get you back on the screen here. Pow. Back on the screen. 34 and 18. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, y'all. That's what he did. Ain't no way to get out of this. He said, you ain't getting out of this no more. He wanted our posture. Break your posture down. Stop running around so proud, right? Now, that's not a broken heart, like, to break our heart. Although That's included. But to break our heart is, like a dog. Like a dog has to be housebroken. That's how our hearts have to be broken. That means we don't know how to use our heart, right? That means our heart, we have a heart of stone to break something in. You know that. You know what that means. To break something in, to warm it up, right? To break our hearts in. Yes, yes, yes. That's what he's talking about. The Lord is near unto them that are of a broken heart, who know your heart, who have your heart warmed up, right? And saveth such as be of a contrite heart. And that's what we're creating with First Corinthians chapter 13, right? So can you guys clearly see this? This is what we're on. This is what we're getting on, y'all. This is foolproof. You can't lose. You can't miss with this. It's impossible. You can't miss. You're going to please the Father. And in return, he's going to please you, right? And giving you the kingdom is a part of him doing that. Giving you the kingdom is a part of him pleasing you. It's come with everything? No, it's not everything. It's just a portion. You got to think forever is a long time. He gonna let us create a realm, y'all. I guarantee you, he's gonna let us create a realm. This ain't nothing but what's being produced at the studio. These lands and things, Abraham's bosom looks like this, y'all. He gave Abraham that pocket of another earth. It's called Abraham's bosom, ain't it? Your bosom is your chest, y'all. When you hug something, you're pulling it into your bosom. He gave Abraham that land to hug and to pull into his bosom. So everybody who go there, you're going into Abraham's chest. Did you see that? Real simple. So indeed, there's more of that to come. There's much more of that to come. And now he's having us to understand these realms, y'all, and understand where they're coming from. And once you get over there, we're talking billions of years. There is no time over there, right? Ain't no time. There is none. You're there forever. And he's going to think of so many ways to just spoil us. Look around. We didn't ask for this world. He thought all this up. And now he's bringing us to understand it. And now that we understand, we're going to be able to ask. And our hearts are going to be able to desire and want. And guess what? He's going to meet it. And that's what it means when he says you haven't even fathomed, you can't even wrap your mind around the things that I'm going to do for you. Now, you see what he meant by that, y'all? Shalom, Caprice Anderson. Bless up, right? Isaiah 66:2. For all those things has mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man will I look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite heart, and trembleth at my word. There it is. You see that? All of these things have my hand made. So, how long you think it's going to be before he let our hands start making stuff? Didn't he do that to Christ? Yeah, he did that with Christ. Christ formed a lot of this, right? Christ formed this. How did Christ make the earth? Because Christ's words, ain't he? So when the Father spoke words, that's Christ's invisible spiritual form. That's who he is in the heavens. He is words, right? He is the word. So when the Most High said, let there be light, which was his first words, boom, Christ. And then he started talking and creating those words that were flying. That's Christ's words. I mean, that's Christ himself. According to St. John, verse 1, when we come in reading that, right? He is words. So, for all those things has mine hand made, and all those things have been. I made them, and they were. Why is he saying that? Saith the Lord. But to this man, who? The man with the contrite heart. That's who, right? To this man will I look. So that's who he's looking at and considering and gonna bring into all of these great existences, y'all. That good-hearted individual, y'all. And he's poor in this earth. Why? So that he don't die in this. If he gave us everything, we would think this is the be-all, the end-all, and our souls would corrupt. We wouldn't care about going nowhere else. We would try to hang on to this world right here. And nah, he trying to get us back to that studio where I went. He trying to get us back there safely, right? And when you get back in there and all of that knowledge rushes you, right? And then you understand all of these things that you wasn't understanding in the earth. Now he can deal with you. Now he can make other earths. Right? We had to come here and live a life, fam, and leave this earth with that knowledge and pair it with other knowledge, right? We needed this knowledge. Now we're a different being. We're a different being. And he's going to put us in other existences for us to prove ourselves further. You see this? Man, we're going to become so powerful. It's all about growing, right? It's all about growing. And the greater he makes us, the greater it's going to make him, right? I could be over some people who can't do much, or I could be over some powerful people. You see that? As God, you know? Man, he wants to look at us and marvel at our works and be praised by us, right? And that's why he feels funny about men stealing that from him. We got to be careful, right? Got to be careful. We don't want to offend him, right? We got to let him be the most high. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get this Second Chronicles here. Pull out this Second Chronicles. Go more into this good heart. 13. And when he was in affliction, he besought the Lord his God and humbled himself, God of his fathers. 13. And prayed unto him, and he was entreated of him and heard his supplication and brought him again to Jerusalem into his kingdom. Then Manasseh, right, knew that the Lord, he was God. So that's what he wants, y'all, that tender heart. He was entreated of him. He loves our words, y'all. And he loves when we speak with wisdom. What's wisdom? Those 9 fruits, y'all. He loves when we speak with that. That's what it means. When he was entreated, it says he was entreated of him. Right? So Manasseh is just speaking these words of wisdom, which are those 9 fruits of the spirit. He's speaking with that, and it's entreating the Most High. The Most High is just, he got an ear full, and he's just like, oh yeah, keep doing it, keep talking. Yeah, keep talking like, yeah, that's my way. Yeah, keep talking like that, right? That's what it is for the Most High to be entreated of him and entreated of his prayer and his supplication, right? That's what a supplication is, a prayer, right? And he heard his supplication and brought him again. He took him home, right? Took him home, y'all. What had to happen first? He humbled himself greatly before the Lord, right? Or before the God of his fathers, it says, Salaki, you know? So take advantage of that, y'all. Dig down in the tenderness of your heart and talk to the Father, y'all. And ask him for the things that you desire. And these things that you desire, let them be things, right, of the love. Let them be things of kindness. Let them be things of the grown heart, right? Let them be things that help more people than yourself. That's his soft spot. Let them be somebody who bothered you, you know? Oh, that's his tender spot. Glory be unto the Most High. Telling you, when you do this, oh man, come on now. When you do this, that's when you're going to get them levels that you want to hit. That's when you're going to get the reality that you want to get out of this truth. Ask me how I know. That's when you're going to get this reality that you want, y'all. The contrite heart. See that? Isaiah 57:15. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy, and dwell in a high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit. That's a realm, y'all. That's this. This could very well be describing the sapphire, because we're right up under that. I dwell in high and holy. That's a high and holy place, y'all. The sapphire. With who? With everybody in that realm had a contrite and humble spirit, y'all. To revive the spirit of the humble. It was definitely a revival. And to revive the heart of the contrite ones. Every single last person in that realm was a contrite one. Every single soul, y'all. Y'all see that? Man, that's straight up out the realm right there. Make no mistake. Oh, I want to see it. Don't you want to see it? See it. I just need to lay my eyes on it one time. Kapow. Surrounded by angels. You see them angels out there? Right? Like unto a sapphire stone. Oh, let me pull that. Shout out to my sister, man. Made me something real nice. Let's pull that out. Made me something real nice, man. I'm gonna start using this. I'm gonna use this. I think I'm gonna see if I could just load this up for the conference and just keep it on loop, right? Shout out to my little sister, thought about me, man, and pulled this out. Let me download this real quick. I'm gonna put this on my desktop too. Let me download this to my desktop real quick. Ain't it? Chart out here. Kapow. Get that. Oh, that's dope, ain't it? Oh, check that out. Look at the background. There go that sapphire stone. Right? Oh, praises. That's a dope sapphire stone too, right there. But check out the souls. Check out the souls moving in the back, y'all. That's how we were in the realm. Check out the shine coming from the top, from the Most High's realm. There it is, y'all. Check that out. Glory be unto the Most High. Right? Shout out to my sister that done that, right? My sister Nakama, right? Glory to the Most High. That sapphire stone right there, that's dope right there. I want one, right? I don't know how much blood it takes for a higher to consider me a homeborn, so I keep the law as instructed, not only to receive the love of a higher, but to be confident in my faith. You ain't got nothing to worry about, Mark AZ, right? He's gonna make you probably a chief of the Gentiles, man. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be no Israelite, y'all, right? Oh, I have Gad on my dad's side and Judah on my mom's side. I don't count that. I keep the law, Numbers 15 to 15. I am grafted in to the oil or to the olive tree, be made a suitable offering unto Rawat Kodash, Hakadash, right? Absolutely, Mark AZ. You ain't got nothing to worry about, right? Because when we come out of this existence right here, it ain't about this, this skin is a thing of the earth, my brother. We just souls, we're souls over there, and I'm telling you, it don't matter. To be accepted by the Most High is everything, man. That's everything. And He's gonna make you a chief of something else, you know. The Israelites ain't the only chiefs, y'all, and it ain't the only people He's gonna choose, right? There's gonna be other choices that He have, right? One more time, y'all. Something went on with our brother. I believe it's serious. You know, our brother Kassad Napash, y'all. Prayers up for our brother one more time. Uh, if y'all would face the east today and just send up a prayer for his healing and for his health, y'all. Please, please, pretty please, right? The prayers of Yasha Allah and the Gentiles that accompany us, if you would please face the east today and just send something up to the Father for the health and healing of our brother Kassad Napash, y'all, of Kentucky, right? And get our brother good and well, you know, restore our brother back to health, things of a nature like this. But I think that's about it, y'all. You know, so if they're asking or if they're telling you you're wrong, right? Because you Neptali and you get with a Mexican, or you're a Mexican and you get with a brother or a sister out of Judah or something, or if you out of Benjamin and you get with an Ephraimite, or you know what I mean, it's okay to keep it within the 12. If you're a Gentile, marry a Gentile, right? If you like the look of Israel, have a pops be white, and you have that. You have that, right? You have that same look, that same demeanor and presence. You have that, right? If you came into the truth and you were with a Gentile, Don't break up your family. Stay with your wife. Raise your children, right? You will be doing more of a disservice and becoming like an infidel by leaving, becoming worse than an infidel now, right? That's pretty clear, right? And that's just damage control that we're doing. You don't want to do damage control and have it be worse than the original damage, right? But that's what we do. Lacking love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. That's what you're lacking when you lack wisdom, right? We didn't say lacking knowledge. We said lacking wisdom. Wisdom is not knowledge. Okay. And the height of knowledge is wisdom. So hold on, let's get something on our way out. Let's add this one in, right? It's just this. Let's go here really quick. Go here real quick. Grab this. Some more understanding, right? If any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. What, right? If you think you know something, you don't know nothing, or at least what you should know, you don't know. And it knew what it was talking about because it knew we don't know wisdom. We wouldn't know wisdom was those 9 fruit. We would think wisdom was all of this intriguing, intelligent talk, right? That's not what wisdom is. Wisdom is those 9 fruits. Wisdom is the Holy Spirit, right? 3, but if any man love God, the same is known of him. If you love God, you would know this, right? What would he know? 4, as concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols. We know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one. So all of that, this ain't just talking about food. This is knowledge, y'all. All of that other knowledge out there, right? It ain't serving the main purpose. That's not what's serving the main purpose, y'all. So know the difference in between what's giving you your main results and what's just fillers. Because a lot of that knowledge you're getting from Gentiles and you're getting from these other religions, right? And these people have made that stuff their be all to end all. And that's why they pushed it on us, right? Israelites, our be all to end all is wisdom in the Holy Spirit. She is so important among our existence, let alone our culture, but our existence, y'all. She is supposed to trump all. You can't even diss her. You see that? So don't put nothing above wisdom in the Holy Spirit and those 9 fruits. So you'll look at Islam and man, they talk science, right? And they call that wisdom. That's not wisdom. Man, they could tell you how the earth spins. They could tell you how the mountains on the earth are balancing the earth to spin right. Right? And they can actually go into numbers and mathematics and stuff of how they believe this to be true. You see that? Buddhism, you know, they get smoke going and they got a certain stance. We don't have all of that. We don't have one form that our body goes in when we pray. You see what I'm saying? They call all of that stuff wisdom. We're supposed to know the difference in between that stuff and what we have. We're supposed to know that this contrite heart here cannot be duplicated with anything else. And that's what 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is telling us, is that you can't substitute charity with any of this other stuff. So, you know, that was the main part I went for. He knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. And learning it now. We're learning it now, fam. So let's get the golden chapter one time on our way out. Right? I love y'all. Glad we got to go into these scriptures, and talk a little bit about some things, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 13, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. 2, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. 3, what's up with you? Get out of here, Bear. I don't got nothing for you right now. 3, you gotta hold on. Wait till I get done here. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. That's understandable, right? That's everything we do, y'all. We've been doing that with an absent heart. Oh, we've been flipping these prophecies, trying to understand all mysteries, trying to gather all knowledge, ain't it? Trying to have all faith and show all faith and spread the faith so that others could have the faith that we have, right? But we couldn't move no mountain with it. You see that? Giving all our goods to feed the poor. You know, we wasn't doing that, but even if we would have been, man, without the heart to go with it, you're going to fall off. Giving our body to be burned. All of this stuff we was putting our physical being through, right? If charity was lacking, it wasn't going to do nothing for us. Man, the Most High was going to get us in that judgment and talk around that. You see that? Going to talk around that, fam. Nah, never mind that. Never mind all of that. He's going to want to talk about the heart, y'all. 4, charity suffers long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. 5, does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. 6, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. 7, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. 8, charity never fails, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. 9, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. 10. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. 12. For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know, even as also I am known. Right? And now abideth faith, hope, and charity. These three. But the greatest of these is charity. Shalom, Maya.